Good evening, everyone. This is Brian with Healthier For You Vending. Going to get this show on the road here in just a sec. Want to make sure we're all looking at the right screens. So far, so good. Looks like technology's holding up. So the good news is, let's get this going. All right, well, first and foremost, I want to welcome everyone to the Healthier For You Vending webinar. Again, I'm Brian Swain, and my father and I are the founders of Healthier For You Vending. We've put together these webinars to be a quick and effective way to educate you about healthy vending. We're going to be here for about an hour, and then following the presentation, we're going to take questions for as long as you would like. Grab a sheet of paper if you don't have one. Jot down questions as they occur to you, because I want to make sure we get a chance to get those answered tonight if at all possible. We've got numerous people on tonight from around the country, so we're going to keep everybody muted. Feel free to make as much noise as you would like because we cannot hear you. You can send us questions using the chat feature on the right-hand side of your screen at any time. This is a live presentation, so I can't respond while talking. However, during the Q&A following the presentation portion, I'll read those out and answer them for everyone's benefit. All right, so let's get going. Again, I'm Brian, one of the founders of Healthier For You Vending. I'm here tonight with Jeff Long, one of our HVU affiliates from Phoenix, Arizona. Tonight we're going to cover the details of healthy vending, and that includes who we are and what type of people are behind this business. Well, that's pretty straightforward. My father is Del Swain, and he and I founded Healthier For You Vending to be the premier healthy vending company in the world. That's a bold goal for sure, however, for us, a very realistic one as well. We both have extensive experience as entrepreneurs, owning and operating a variety of businesses over the years. My father and I actually partnered many years back in the mid-1990s. I was in school for international trade and business, and my father was running a photo gift company. Well, this gift company was a pretty big deal back in the day and was a pioneer in the photo industry. You've seen the products, I'm sure. Photos on mugs, plates, trays, anything else you can think of. Those kiosks that were in malls all over the world, well, that was us. We literally helped thousands and thousands of people set up small businesses and literally revolutionized the photo gift industry in that process. Well, we had over 100 different gift items to mount photos on, and they were made in various factories and countries all over the world. He was a partner of that import company that manufactured those items. Well, there were some issues with the partner in that business, and the short of it was he bought out the partner and asked me to manage the import side of things. That's been over 20 years ago now that we've been working together. It's been a great time, and no matter what anyone says, working with family is a dream come true. Sure, at times working with family can be tough, especially on the rest of the family. Every dinner, holiday meal, or get-together inevitably turns into a board meeting of some type. We love what we do, and we never stop talking shop. For us, business is truly an extension of our family, and we love what we do. Now, over the years in international trade, I began brokering products for other businesses as well, and eventually I was helping people set up businesses of all kinds and even move the photo kiosk concept into over 30 different countries. It's been quite a ride, and we've both loved every minute of it. Well, we both became experts in helping people start up and run businesses of all kinds. We developed a reputation for being honest and straightforward and really started working with many new opportunities and concepts. Well, this is how healthy vending came to us, was through those channels of helping others establish new business. About 6.5 years ago now, healthy vending first showed up on my father's radar. He was partially retired and dialing down his golf game like I'm doing right there when he was introduced to it. He was asked by a company to help them put together a program to get people into the business of healthy vending. Well, to say the least, he had his work cut out for him. This company was in the business of selling traditional junk food and bulk candy machines. The operation and success of their machine owners was really not of their concern. They just sold equipment. Well, my father and I then developed a program that would turn the old and established industry upside down. The core of the plan was to, in fact, focus on operator successes, not just selling machines. We knew that machine sales would naturally follow operator successes. We felt that making successful operators would create more opportunities for additional machine sales into the future, helping them grow their businesses over the long term. Well, that other company just didn't understand what we were proposing. With their 20 years of industry experience, they felt they had all the answers and were simply not interested in changing so drastically. Well, after they rejected that idea outright, my father and I believe so strongly in this concept and in this industry, well, we decided to move forward on our own. In 2011, we founded Healthier For You Vending, not to just sell healthy vending machines, but instead to create a network of successful affiliates that would forever change the way things are done in this industry. Paramount in our plan was to introduce the highest quality and best machine that we could build. Because of my international business experience, I searched the entire world literally for the best manufacturing facility that I could find. I was more than a little surprised when I found exactly what I wanted right here in the United States, the Wittern Group, known for their line of USI machines that are extremely high quality. I was more than confident they could make some machine to meet our high standards. They have over 80 years of industry experience and over $1 billion in sales to prove they're one of the top factories in the world. I chose them from from day one to be our exclusive supplier, and I have never regretted it. We use their significant technical support and engineering resources to make our machines the best in the industry. We designed our machines using a base chassis, which we heavily modified with upgrades to do healthy vending specifically. Jeff will discuss our machine in more detail later. However, I wanted to point out we have a proprietary machine made exclusively for us here at Healthier For You Vending. When comparing companies, really look at the overall machine quality and the reputation of the manufacturing facility as its core component to all of our businesses. Well, we then partner with to secure custom discounts from the nation's largest wholesale healthy snack and drink distributor, UNFI. UNFI is a juggernaut in the industry, supplying companies like Trader Joe's and Whole Foods while offering discounted prices. Well, these two 800-pound gorillas give us the tools that we need to apply our proven business startup model to the healthy vending industry. After just 6 years in the industry, we have changed the face of vending already. We have the highest success rate of our affiliates of anyone in the business. Because we find the locations for the machines using our own in-house experts, we actually get you up and running this business. No machines parked in your garage or storage facility generating zero income endlessly. We get you up and running, show the operational business model very quickly, and then support you while you grow your business into even more locations. Our model is based on your success with the best in healthy food and American-made machines, and it has set us apart from everyone else in the market. More than just a machine manufacturer or broker, we provide a business model for the business and then the training here in Las Vegas to actually implement and operate that business model. Now, I'm going to hand this over to Jeff, and he's going to cover some topics that he can really speak from the heart about. He's a lifelong entrepreneur, owning and operating numerous businesses, and he's also worked for the man as well. He's also our local Healthier For You Vending affiliate in Phoenix, Arizona. He'll tell us about his route and how it is to actually be an operator running the business model. So, Jeff, would you like to tell us about the life of an H4U affiliate in the great state of Arizona?
I sure would, Brian. Thanks for the great introduction and a great state. The great state of Arizona it is. Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff. I'm speaking with you tonight from Phoenix, Arizona. As Brian said, I'm honored that you've taken the time to be here, and I'm very excited to share this amazing opportunity with all of you. I've got a couple questions for you. How often is it a person is presented with a ground floor opportunity? A ground floor opportunity into highly successful businesses, the vending industry and also the health and wellness industry, which together create the healthy vending concept. This is an opportunity that can truly change your life. It's changed mine in many, many ways, and I'm very excited to be able to share my story with you. I know firsthand what it's like to research a business opportunity and to speak on the phone with Healthier For You Vending, because just like you, I was there. The difference is I've known Brian and Dell for over 25 years, and I've always been interested in working with them on different business ventures. I've always respected and been intrigued by the amazing things that Brian and Dell have accomplished in business. Healthy Vending started for me on Facebook. Brian and I had not been in regular contact for at least a couple of years when, of course, we connected on social media. After talking, we quickly realized we both had recently moved to the Southwest. Now, our families are from, and you're going to notice this skyline. That's right. That's Seattle, Washington. Brian had moved to Las Vegas, and I had moved to Phoenix. And while we were comparing stories of what it was like to live in the very different, dry and arid Southwest desert, Brian told me he had relocated to Las Vegas to start Healthier For You Vending. Well, I was immediately interested in healthy vending. I was immediately interested in owning my own business. I've always wanted to find a real opportunity and build a business that would make real and tangible differences in my life. This opportunity seemed to be one that allowed me to start transitioning into my own business. Now, I suppose we all have our story, and let's face it, it is clear I wanted to make profound changes in my life, and you do too, or you would not be here tonight. I've realized that I won't be a success with just achievement, and achievement is all I will experience while I'm working in corporate America, because that is what corporate America is all about. I found that I needed fulfillment, and what I learned is that success without fulfillment, well, it's failure. Why? Well, it's because it's about quality of life and security, and success for me is also about putting my stamp on something I have created. There isn't any company that will give me fulfillment and quality of life like a company that I own. So no matter your current situation, I'm sure that you know what I'm talking about. I see healthy vending as the perfect opportunity to be self-employed, to achieve my financial goals and also feel fulfilled. And what does that equal? Well, that equals success, and that equals quality of life. Sure, it's going to take some time, but I have goals and I have a plan. My plan is to supplement my income. at first and then transitioned the business into a full-time healthy vending route by duplicating the business model and growing my healthy vending footprint. My goal is to work for myself and never again have to fear a merger, an acquisition, or the worst thing ever, that crazy and irrational boss. I decided to make a change. I made the decision to draw opportunity into my life, and now my goals, they are clearly defined, and I'm seeing the world in a much different way. What I'd like to do is take you back to the beginning of my story. When I first found this opportunity, I evaluated healthier for you vending and also researched other healthy vending companies so I could compare machine quality, locating methods, and also the success of their business model. The first data I researched was national vending numbers. The vending industry is a $40 billion per year business. U.S. consumer sales of nutrition products has grown to $108 billion. That's a big number. I also found that healthy vending was playing a very small role in the entire market. I found that the largest traditional vending company in the United States, they actually own and operate 800,000 junk food and soda machines. And that's just one company. And that the United States military has 40,000 junk food and soda machines on bases throughout the United States. Soda and junk food vending companies have saturated the market. They have no interest in healthy vending. This is where the opportunity lies for an investor like you and me. There is clearly a demand for healthier options. Consumers are becoming very aware of what they eat and what they drink. The numbers, they made sense to me. So what was my next step? Well, I needed to research the entire healthy vending business concept. But I thought, where do I start? And how do I go about this? I started by basing my research on fundamental business categories, some that are very specific to vending. And I wanted to start with equipment. Where do the machines come from? Where exactly are they made? And what is the difference of high quality equipment and poor quality equipment? Locations. I wanted to know who found the locations for me. Are the locators, are they full-time employees of the company I'm working with? And do they contact the decision maker to get a signed agreement on my behalf? Technology was another question I had. What kind of technology do these machines have? Can you track inventory? And can you take several payment options? And of course, accomplishments and reputation. I felt these were important. I'm asking you to research company founders carefully and also the reputation of those companies. As I said, I've known Brian and Dell, the owners of Healthier For You Vending, for over 25 years. However, I was considering a business relationship. I felt it was important to dig deep and learn more about what this opportunity offers. And you should too. I'm going to help you by showing some of the differences between Healthier For You Vending and other companies who claim to offer the same quality equipment and also service. So let's start at the top of the list with locations. Healthier For You vending machines are manufactured by United Auto Workers Union Specialists, our manufacturer, the Withern Group. This is the same labor union that builds Chrysler, General Motors, and also Ford automobiles. This means the machines you are buying are built from the ground up right here in the United States of America. They start with a 4,400-pound roll of American-made steel. The steel is straightened. It is cut and bent into parts for each machine. Other manufacturers cut costs. They manufacture parts in different countries like India. They use foreign raw materials of lesser quality, thinner bare steel that is not protected by powder coating, and also plastic shelving that will crack and break. They then ship those low-quality foreign-made parts to the United States for assembly while calling those machines American-made, and nothing is farther from the truth. Our manufacturer, the Withern Group, has a state-of-the-art facility with the latest in technology. They use computer-guided manufacturing equipment such as laser cutters, robotic welders, and also automatic powder coating equipment. These machines, they're built with precision and quality. The United Auto Workers Union Specialists, they build these machines with pride, and each machine passes a rigorous quality control test so that you get a superior American-made product. The facility in Des Moines, Iowa is NAMA certified. Healthier For You vending machines are NAMA certified. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. NAMA is the National Automatic Merchandising Association, and you will hear Brian and I refer to NAMA several times during this presentation. The machines built in this facility, they meet the required manufacturing criteria for highly strict states like California, and we are proud to say that our equipment is American-made because we are contributing to the creation of better than average jobs for Americans. Our customers enjoy the benefit of owning the highest quality vending machines on the market and a manufacturer that stands behind what they sell. This is the Healthier For You model ADA2 infrared featuring the iVend guaranteed delivery system. The ADA2 is proprietary to Healthier For You vending. The machine is built exclusively for our company and designed to vend healthy products. This machine is wrapped in high quality vinyl displaying vivid graphics that are designed to catch the consumer's attention. The ADA2 infrared has the latest in technology and allows for a smooth consumer transaction. The ADA2 infrared also is a perfect blend of technology and innovation. It makes for a great customer experience. Your customers will think that you are fantastic. The ADA2 is 600 pounds, stands 77 inches tall, is 34 inches deep, and 35 inches wide. The machine is ADA compliant. The American Disabilities Act of 1990 requires keypads and payment acceptance systems to be mounted below 48 inches. The ADA2 meets these requirements, keeping these systems 46 inches from the floor. The ADA2 is the only commercial-grade combination machine to bring you infrared as a standard feature. The iVend guaranteed delivery system is the latest in infrared technology. The iVend guaranteed delivery system senses the product as it drops. It offers the consumer a guaranteed vend or an automatic refund. Other cheaper machines, they use mechanical sensors, and they only install those sensors in the beverage compartment, leaving the snacks vulnerable to missed vends. The ADA2 infrared has the iVend guaranteed delivery system installed in both the snack and also beverage compartments, giving your customer a guaranteed vend every single time. The ADA2 infrared is designed to specifically vend healthy products. These features are unique to this machine and to Healthier For You vending. The system allows you to stock your machines with many different sized packages the other machines will not vend, such as protein supplements, coconut water, and even up to 24-ounce sport cap bottles like the Smart Water pictured right there in that Healthier For You vending machine. The machine is able to be programmed to only vend certain hours. This feature was developed specifically for the ADA2 infrared so that the machine is legally compliant in public schools. Schools and school districts that are subsidized by the National School Lunch Program require that vending machines are available for students only during certain hours. You're able to shut off the vending and payment systems automatically without shutting off the entire cooling system. When the machine automatically turns back on, all of the beverages have been kept cold. This is a feature you will only find on the ADA2. The ADA2 comes standard with 12 and also 16-ounce deep drawer can dispensers. This feature is typically for very popular large energy and also tea drinks. The 16-ounce deep drawer dispensers can easily be adjusted to fit 12-ounce cans, and they're able to vend some bottled packages with no adjustments. The machine stocks 350 total items, has 20 snack selections. The refrigeration unit on the machine is self-contained, and it has a digital thermostat that can be adjusted from the LED display on the front of the machine. This means that you do not have to move the machine away from the wall and use a screwdriver to adjust the thermostat while kneeling on the floor. The snack trays are designed to tilt towards you for ease in restocking. The Healthier For You vending ADA2 infrared earns a star for being amongst the most energy efficient machines in the market. Because the machine is built using green technology, it is equipped with high density insulation in the cooling compartment and LED lighting, making the ADA2 EPA compliant. The ADA2 uses 1/3 less energy of glass front, or what they call single zone machines. These units lose cold air through the glass and tend to run the cooling unit more often, using more energy. The ADA2 infrared comes standard with debit and credit card acceptance. The ADA2 uses the Greenlight vending management systems. Greenlight is the most advanced and trusted name in cashless remote payment systems and also inventory control. Your customer can use major credit and debit cards along with Google Wallet, Android Pay, and also Apple Pay to buy healthy snacks and drinks. Greenlight Systems reports all of your sales, cash and credit, back to you via remote access. The Greenlight vending management system uses a cellular telemetry device sending data through the Verizon network back to you. The operator, you will see reports of items sold, reports of inventory levels, reports of cash and cashless sales. It tells you what to stock and when to stock it. It's a full point of sale system. Greenlight is a web-based application that allows you to access it anywhere at any time. You will always have the latest version to manage your business from anywhere. The machine sales are seen up to the minute along with product available for purchase in the machine, the products and coil numbers, the price of the products, and also how many each of the products have sold and what is left on the shelf. This is the planogram tab. There it is right there. And that provides you with an interface for quick reference so that you can track sales of individual items sold daily, weekly, monthly, and also annual sales dollars. Along with tracking sales, you can remotely change retail prices, perform mechanical diagnostics of the machine, and manage inventory 24/7 from anywhere on the planet. The Greenlight technical support is only one click or one phone call away. The advantage of partnering with the most advanced vending management system company in the industry is the top-notch support. We teach you everything you need to know about operating Greenlight during training. However, the Greenlight support page is packed with how-to videos so you can quickly reference what you learned, and also live service representatives that are available to answer your questions. The 882 infrared is, that's right, it's NAMA certified. We said that before, right? Don't let anybody tell you different. NAMA certification is required by law in certain states and counties across the United States. The machine is also GFCI power compliant. Now, GFCI is required by law in government buildings, military bases, and schools. Now, let me explain GFCI to you. This is a power breaker, basically, on the power cord. So if there's a short in the system at the location, then it will stop by turning the machine off at the power cord, like it should. Won't cause a fire. So this is required, like I said, in government buildings, military bases, and schools. And this is why we equip this machine with this. If your machine does not have that, and you're in one of those types of locations, the fire marshal will move you out into the curb on his next inspection. So the 882 meets these requirements and is 100% GFCI compliant. The union stamp of approval means that the parts in these machines are manufactured in our facility in the U.S., and these machines are 100% manufactured in the good old United States of America. So let's talk about my business real quick. So I always figure the date you started your business is kind of like a birthday. October 26th, 2012, about 2:30 in the afternoon on a Friday. That day is when I placed my first Healthier For You vending machine, and I started my business. Healthier For You vending, they have an in-house locating team headquartered in Las Vegas, Nevada at the corporate office. Locating team found locations for my machines. They went all the way to the decision maker at the location and obtained signed agreements on my behalf. All I had to do was a location site survey to approve the location that they found. Then the machine was shipped directly to the location and installed. I did not have to pay extra for this service. It's a complete locating program with real locations, not a list of potential locations. One of the first locations they found was the Arizona Sports Complex, a state-of-the-art athletic soccer facility. This location is huge. It has 2 indoor full-size turf soccer fields and 1 outdoor field. The complex hosts practice and games for all ages, which includes premier adult leagues, and also professional games. As I mentioned, this location was found by our Healthier For You locating team. In fact, the Arizona Sports Complex management, they were so excited to get healthy products vended on site, they said, so, we're getting a healthy vending machine. Well, you can put it right over there. It was easy and it was simple. This is DBAT. DBAT is another location Healthier For You vending found for my business. This facility has high-tech indoor batting cages and is owned by a former Major League Baseball player. The business hosts clinics, team practices, and one-on-one instruction. The consumer base varies from college-level athletes to little league families, and the volume is extremely high. This profitable location was another one found by our Healthier For You locating team. As I said, I started my business with some fantastic locations. These machines, they produce a fantastic profit. So my plan is to grow my business by reinvesting in more machines and more fantastic locations. As I'm making money from these machines, I'm rolling that profit back into my business. And that's what's so great about Healthy Vending. This business is completely scalable. And by that, I mean it allows me to grow. The more machines and locations I add, that equals more sales. More sales equals more profitability. As I add more locations, I control my paycheck. Best of all, the ability to grow my business. Now, when I did my research, I knew I wanted a real business partnership with a company who has a solid foothold in the healthy vending business, a company who has accomplished milestones. The ownership at Healthier For You Vending has guided the company to achieve levels that other companies simply have been striving for decades to reach. Healthier For You Vending is a member of NAMA and also accredited to the Better Business Bureau. Healthier For You Vending has an A+ rating. Healthier For You Vending has over 300 affiliates and somewhere in the neighborhood, I'm going to say 3,000 machines nationwide. And that's a real number. That is not a manufactured number. The company manufactures your machines before you buy them. This means the company has a running inventory of machines, so you don't have to wait for your machines to be made. This is really important. When I did my research and talked to some of the other companies out there, they didn't have this benefit. They didn't make machines and keep a running inventory. So they would collect money from you, a lot of money, and then go to the manufacturer and ask for manufacturing time. And this could add 10 to 12 weeks to your purchase. And that's not a great way to have your money tied up. Healthier For You Vending is the most financially strong company in the industry. That way, we're able to pre-make these machines so you don't have to wait 10 to 12 weeks to get your business up and running. So when you're an H4U affiliate and you get your business started, the company enrolls you in a business tax program. I'm sure that we all agree taxes have seemed to go out of sight. However, the federal government, they rely on small business to keep Americans employed and keep that tax collection train running strong on its tracks. So that means the tax advantages for you are enormous. Here's what I learned from this tax program during my first H4U training seminar. The company helped me organize my business structure, which is an LLC. Now, I qualify as an in-home business under the tax code. I was taught how to keep ironclad records of deductions, and those deductions include square footage for my home office and also food storage. And that covers portional deductions of my utilities, mortgage maintenance, and also repairs. I get to write off mileage, entertainment, overnight expenses, and meals. And the beauty of it is because of the deductions and the correct estimated tax payments, I won't have a tax bill at the end of the year. And best of all, I'm making more money. The business advice I got from Healthier For You is unlike any I would have gotten from another company. I love to share my experience with this because I know that you can benefit in some of the very same ways that I have. So now that we know why Healthier For You is the best choice, I want to jump into my favorite part of this presentation. That's the operational portion of the business. And I'm going to start with product. So you have questions, I'm sure of it, like where does the product come from? And well, how does this all work? Well, we have a national buyers group, the country's largest natural foods wholesaler. This company, they have 60,000 different products. We've chosen about 1,000 vendable products, and there are about 400 or so that we put into what we call planograms for the machines. You may not be familiar with the term planogram. It's common. It's a term used in retail. Essentially, what it is a predetermined layout of all the products in the machine. I'll show you a planogram here in just a moment. What we do is take all that product and we organize it for you. Each planogram is categorized by demographics such as office, gym, athletic, or school. For you to make a determination of what to put into a machine from a huge list of product, not knowing how to price it and place it, it's going to be difficult to do. We teach you how to do this in training. However, we make it easy for you by providing this template for laying out a machine called a planogram. You're going to have an idea of A, how to manage your inventory, B, where your starting points are going to be, and C, it'll give you some idea of price point to launch a new product. Of course, in training, we teach you how to adjust pricing and inventory as well. So let me explain what you're looking at here as we change the slide. There we go. This is coil 10, 11, and 12. It goes across the top of the machine. This will go down into more snacks towards the bottom of the machine where you'll have the cold beverages. This particular planogram is for schools and similar clients, so it's going to be a younger clientele. It could be a gymnastics or a dance studio, a middle school, or a similar location. These types of locations may have fruit juice, a product called Pirate's Booty, or applesauce, products that will cater maybe to a younger crowd. If this were a gym or a workout facility, it would have a totally different product line. Those types of locations would require protein shakes, supplements, protein bars, and electrolyte replacement products, fuel for the body type of products. If the location is an office, a factory, a hotel, or similar, a product line would be more meal replacement. The consumer may want to purchase a blueberry kashi bar for breakfast or a trail mix, or maybe in the afternoon buy an energy drink. Products will be tailored to the type of locations that you have. Then what I do is have an alternate product list so I can have good product rotation. It brings something new to the consumer once in a while. So what do price points look like? Well, here we have a really good sampling. On the top, we have Cliff Bar, internationally recognized product, definitely nationally here at home in the United States. Cliff Bar's been around for a while. They got several great flavors. It's a really good product. Truly organic, certified organic, 66-cent wholesale, $1.75 retail with a $1.09 profit. Pirate's Booty. Pirate's Booty is it's gained a lot of popularity. You probably know what it is now. This is a cheddar, not cheddar, it is a cheese puff is what it is, made with aged white cheddar. 73-cent wholesale, $1.75 retail with a $1.02 profit. Stacy's Simply Naked pita chips, 55-cent wholesale, $1.50 retail with a 95-cent profit. Let's move along to the beverages here so we can kind of give a good idea of what those numbers look like. Vitamin water on the top. Vitamin water is an electrolyte replacement product, much like Gatorade with a lot less sugar. 58-cent wholesale, $1.25 retail with a 67-cent profit. Smart water, not necessarily going to make you smarter, we don't think anyway, but it does have electrolyte replacement, and it is a product made by Vitamin Water. Crisp, clear, good tasting water. Also comes in a sport cap. You can put it in the machine. 75-cent wholesale, $1.50 retail with a 75-cent profit. Muscle Milk on the bottom. I think we all know what Muscle Milk is. This is a protein supplement. $2.25 wholesale, $4.50 retail. I'm going to explain that to you here in a minute, why these numbers are so big, and $2.25 in profit. That's fantastic. So in the beverages, the Muscle Milk, $2.25 in profitability per vend. That's just a huge gross profit in the vending industry. You just won't see items that sell for $2.25 in traditional junk food vending, much less a gross profit at $2.25. I want to point this out because of gyms and workout facilities. When I was talking about that fuel for the body, many of these products can exceed $5 retail per vend. These types of dollars are very possible and they're very realistic in this business. This is something that is totally unique to healthy vending. So I wanted to mention it, but now I'm going to take it away from you because I don't want to blow up the numbers on that small sampling while I'm showing you the averages. So the average cost on the items, excluding the Muscle Milk, 65 cents each per vend. The average retail price, excluding the Muscle Milk, $1.55 each per vend. The average gross profit, excluding the Muscle Milk, 90 cents each per vend. So now let's put these averages into a format so we can get an idea of what the machines are going to sell on location. Across the top, we have 15, 20, and 25. This represents vends per day. On the left, the number of machines doing those vends. 3, 5, 10, and 20. So 5 machines doing 20 vends per day is $90 in profitability. 10 machines doing 15, that's $135 per day. And 20 doing 25, that is $450 per day in profitability. Again, this is gross profit less cost of goods. So let's push those numbers out to monthly. Those same 5 machines doing 20 vends per day. And I'm basing this on 6 days per week, not 7. This is just to be fair, to produce some good, fair numbers. That will bring in $2,340 per month in gross profit. 10 machines doing 15 vends per day, $3,510, and 20 machines doing 25 vends average per day, $11,700 per month in gross profit. So let's multiply that by 12 months for some annual averages. The same 5 machines doing 20 vends per day, 28,080. 10 machines doing 15, 42,120. 20 machines doing 25 vends per day, $140,400, and again in gross profit. The 15, 20, and 25 are vends per day. And keep in mind, and Brian will talk about locations a little bit later in the presentation, Healthier For You Vending finds locations for your machines. So the company has to deliver on locations that are going to produce. These numbers that we're presenting you, they're just not arbitrary guesstimates. I've started with locations that produce an average of, say, 10 vends per day. And I've worked with those locations to bring in the right products, sample the consumers, and build that location to a 20 vend per day machine. Now, realistically, there are locations that produce 75 to 130 vends per day. They exist. What we want to do here is find realistic and replicatable numbers for you to predicate your business on. This is why we present you with realistic goals and sales numbers. With the numbers I presented you, you'll be looking at a 4 to 7% per month return on investment. That's an 18 to 24-month payback on an investment of 5 machines. And the best part about it is that you spend an average of 1 hour per week per machine to manage this entire business. This isn't like a brick and mortar retail establishment where you have to be there during the business hours and run the cash register and manage employees and merchandise the product. A typical retail location is open 14 to 16 hours per day, every single day. And that's a lot of time. And this business just does not require that kind of time because it's considered passive income. All you have to do is keep the machines stocked and clean with a relevant product selection. The machines are going to merchandise and collect money while you're not there. This is what appeals to me so much about healthy vending. So now I'm going to show you a spreadsheet. Healthier For You Vending created this spreadsheet. You could have seen a variation of this spreadsheet before. Why? There's a company out there that actually stole the concept from us, and it looks a little bit different, but it's the same spreadsheet. Now I'm going to email this spreadsheet to you after the webinar so that you can estimate what return on investment will be. But before I do that, let's show you how it works. So let's go over here to the right in the purple. Okay, this is where you have investment levels for 3, 5, 10, and 20. That's the number of machines. And the costs range from $29,850 to $154,990. So I took 5 machines and put it on the left side in the blue. See it there? $43,975, which is the package price on the Healthier For You investment line. And as we move down, freight is included. That means the machines are shipped direct from the factory where they're already made, we already have an inventory, to the location that Healthier For You finds for that machine. After you approve the location, we ship and install it for you. That shows an investment total of $43,975. In the single blue field, we're going to put, it's already in there, 15 vends per day. This is where you put the vends per day. This is an estimate. You can put in any number you want. We're going to put another one later. At 15 vends per day, the estimated monthly profit is $2,055.46. The estimated annual profit per unit is $4,933.11. For all units, multiply that figure by 5, and your annual is $24,665.56. Your first year ROI, it is 56%. Estimated 5-year cash payback, $123,327.81, and your estimated annual ROI profit is 280%. So this is all calculated and predicated on what you might put in the blue vends per day box. You can actually do cash flow forecasts for machines that are really accurate. I'm going to show you how to do that. You can punch in, say, let's punch in 20 vends in there. So we'll punch in 20, hit enter, and you see how those numbers, they'll change. That jumps the monthly profit to $2,767.27 with an annual of $6,641.44, which is an estimated 76% first-year ROI, or 378% on a 5-year return on investment. So you can input any number that you want to see what the machines are going to produce in sales and profitability. This is all simple math. Let me explain where it all comes from. It's down here in the bright green boxes. Okay, as we scroll down, total week sales per machine, that's 140 vends. And below that, 602 vends for the month, multiplied by 5 machines, 3,033 vends for the entire month, predicated on a 50% drink and snack mix. So let me explain this. In reality, you're going to sell more drinks than snacks, but for practical purposes, we're going to use this 50-50 formula, even sales. In the orange boxes are the assumed retail and assumed wholesale prices, and moving down we have commission to location if you have it, labor costs if you're factoring it, insurance costs and tax collection if you're collecting it. Put in those numbers and you'll see the cash payback up in the green boxes. You're probably wondering where the assumed wholesale and retail price points come from. Well, let's look down here below the spreadsheet on the bottom, and you're going to click on the product samples tab. So we click on that, and you see the list of products. This includes descriptions, unit costs, and also retails. As you can see here, we have Arizona Iced Tea. I've chosen Arizona Iced Tea. I wonder why. 47-cent unit cost, $1.50 retail, 69% margin, and $1.03 profit. All of your beverages average out as we scroll down. So we're scrolling down, and you can see them there in the middle, and then your snacks do the same near the bottom. And what happens to those numbers, you see at the bottom there, they feed up to the first tab of the spreadsheet, and they calculate in the first tab where we were in the green. Okay, so the best part of this form is it's just a spreadsheet. We'll be sending it to you in Microsoft Excel format. You can actually go through the product list and change wholesales, retail price points based on what you may be able to buy in your area. Los Angeles, for example, will have higher retails than, say, Phoenix, Arizona. We're basing these retails on what is average. You can modify these numbers, and this form is a great way to do cash flow projections for, say, future locations, or even for machines you already have on location. You can put in numbers that you have in that machine, and the information will update. It is a great form to utilize even when you're in the business. Please look for this form in your email. Sometimes you won't see this form come through. Why this email come through? Well, it's because this form and the email may be in your spam folder. Because this email comes with attachments, sometimes it can be rerouted to your spam. Or if you use Gmail, look in your promotions folder. If you don't see the email, please contact us. It's a great tool for you, and I really want to make sure you get it. So this is the end of my portion of the webinar. I really appreciate you watching and listening and learning about Healthier For You Vending and my experience with the company. Brian's going to take over from here and tell you a lot more about the company, a lot of interesting stuff. So anyway, I'm going to hand this over to Brian, and meanwhile, I'm going to stay on board. If you've got questions for me as an operator, I'm more than happy to answer those at the end of the webinar. Brian?
Thanks, Jeff. As always, great presentation.
Thank you. My pleasure.
All right. Now, Jeff's part of the webinar is a little bit more about the industry and the equipment, how he did his evaluations and things before committing to Healthier For You as the right partner. Now I'm going to jump in and talk about some of the more detailed aspects of what we actually provide here at H4U and how all the different pieces of the program fit together, of course. And a big one, first and foremost, we're going to discuss is locations. Now, the location of any business is a huge factor in the success or the failure it's going to obtain. We here at Healthier For You Vending understand this maybe more than most. We have a team of our own in-house location experts that find locations all over the country. We do not contract this incredibly important part of both of our businesses to an outside agency or put it under a separate contract. This is all part of the initial purchase. First and foremost, you should understand we are the only healthy vending company that offers real guaranteed locations for every machine sold. We offer this service to ensure that our affiliates actually get up and running this business and see future growth. Now, we've been at this for 6 years now. We've built relationships with some amazing companies. We've learned this business inside and out. Our machines can be found in some amazing venues, and our location specialists train you to continue that into the future. Now, I hear other companies out there talking about training you to do your own locating. However, I can't figure out how they can train you to do it when they don't even offer the service themselves. We relish the opportunity to place machines and build our amazing portfolio of locations working with you. We need to make sure that all of our affiliates have all of the opportunities that we can give them to not just survive, but to thrive in this business long term. Now, our location program is pretty simple, really. After you finalize your purchase agreement with us, we actually start locating right away. We put together a program catered to fit you specifically, and then we work with you to find out what you know about your local area. It might be actual location ideas, geographic constraints, areas that we should or should not target, and then we reach out to some of the companies and organizations that we already work with to get a pen-to-paper commitment to allow an H4U machine into that facility. Then we train you to do an on-site inspection. Then it's up to you to accept or reject the site for whatever reasons. Our objective is to build your business using your input and expertise combined with ours to build the best fit for you. Even after the machines are on location, you have 90 days to evaluate the location and determine if it does fit your needs. If for whatever reason you want us to find another location for that machine, we will find another site to move that machine. It's that simple and foolproof. We want successful sites for our affiliates because it builds future business for both of us. Now, our location portfolio is amazing. We're so proud of what we've accomplished here in this industry. We don't have to talk about generic sites or talk about what it might be like to have this site or that. Granted, we have over 2,000 machines on location now, and I simply can't recall those sites, of course, but I do have a few live, real operational sites where I can show you the variety and the potential of what we do here at Healthier For You Vending. These are the Mandarin hotels, just 7 properties located here in the United States. Beautiful resorts. They're like 5 diamond, just beautiful facilities. We're proud to service 3 of those 7 already. Mandarin Hotels is committed to healthy options for employees, and now they give us that opportunity 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with our equipment. We work with numerous other high-end hotel chains, including the Four Seasons, Ritz-Carlton, W Hotels, in addition to the more familiar properties we've all stayed at, including Marriott's, Hilton's, Omni's, Westin's, Holiday Inns, and numerous others as well. We also target all the big-name gyms and workout facilities and the lesser-known ones as well. 24-hour Gold City, Anytime Fitness, EOS, Powerhouse Gyms, and many, many independent ones as well. Here you're looking at the YMCA in Rockford, Illinois, which is a great site for our operator up there. YMCAs for years have had traditional vending, and they've recently made the shift nationwide to bring in more healthy options as that market continues to grow. Now, in addition to sites like this, we also target companies with wellness programs and initiatives, and we've heard of both of these ones, I'm sure. The Kawasaki manufacturing plant up in Nebraska. We place machines here as part of a contract to replace junk food machines as the education location and market continues to shift away from poor choices. Kawasaki is not alone. We're also proud to be in the Gulfstream aircraft plant down in Georgia. Another site secured is the shift company-wide toward healthier options for employees. Now, in addition to manufacturing facilities, we also target the obvious as well, like schools. Schools can be great sites. Here you're looking at the Booker T. Washington High School in Texas. This is one of the top-rated football programs in the country. These kids even have an ESPN show during the season. It's been a great high-profile site for our local operator down there. Now, we work with both public and private schools all over the country. Now, when those kids move into college, well, we try to be there as well. We work with universities and colleges as well. One of the institutions I love to talk about is the West Point Military Academy. Now, this is an amazing world-class facility that now has our healthy vending machines on campus. The fact is we do a lot of business with the U.S. military. We service about 40 military installations anymore. In fact, they even trust us with this one that we've all heard of, Fort Knox. Now, I don't know if there's any gold in there, but I do know there's healthier for you vending machines, so that's a start. Now, something I want to mention that most other companies don't even know is this. In order to submit a bid to the military, you need to have been in the business for at least a year, in some bases up to 6 years. Well, with Healthier For You Vending, the military routinely waives this restriction because they know that we provide the best trained affiliates and best equipment to service their sites. That is what I call verification and validation of training and machine quality. Even the military knows we provide the best. Now, one more site I want to share just because it's kind of fun to look at while we're all sitting here. A lot of colors in this photo is the world-famous Rose Bowl. That's right. We've got equipment there as well. Now, I can't show every location we have, of course, but who else can even talk about a portion of a location portfolio like this? Well, I can answer that. In healthy vending, nobody can. These are locations that our size, experience, and our national brand allow us to go toe-to-toe and sometimes in partnership with companies like Coke and Pepsi to obtain. I don't think a new operator with 5 or 10 machines has the time, the resources, or the ability to get these types of sites, and that's why we do the process. We want to get productive sites for our affiliate network. No other company can even come close to comparing to our proven results. Now, we get into smaller locations as well, of course. We know what it takes to get machines into all sorts of sites. However, it should be noted, and Jeff's talked about machine quality, this should prove beyond a shadow of a doubt our machines are ultra high quality and made to service locations like this. They're workhorses. You could not put low-quality machines into these high-volume, high-profile sites like these. Our name and logo is all over the machine. If we have technicians, constant mechanical issues, and problems, what do you think is going to happen? They simply wouldn't allow us to be there. And we surely would not have the amazing reputation that we do in the marketplace. We're not just talking about quality. We're offering you tangible proof with our amazing location portfolio. Now, once you approve a location, you go out, you do a site inspection, which we train you to do, of course, and then you sign off on it. Well, what happens next? So our plan is not to put a bunch of machines in your garage and see those of you that are in that snow belt, shovel snow all winter long, right? Most of us should be out of that by now. We ship directly from the factory to the location where we do a white glove installation. We send out a crew with the right equipment and tools to get the machines installed and dropped into the final position into that location. They even remove the packing debris, like a pallet and packing materials, plastic and all that stuff. They even take all that stuff with them, drop the machine into that final position, then it's ready to load it, program it, and get it making money, which leads to, how do I program it? How do I load it? How do I get it making money? Good question, better answer. That's what we do here in Las Vegas for 2 days. We have an intensive training program to teach you how to run your business. This is, after all, a business, not a hobby. As soon as you finalize your purchase agreement with us, we set into motion a series of tasks and tools to help you obtain, before even getting here, licensing, corporate structure picked out, bank accounts opened, EIN numbers are established, location evaluation information is shared. Even your insurance needs are addressed. That's before even getting here. And then once you get here, we go through in detail the setup of your business, answer any questions you might have during what should be the final stages of getting it set up. Then we move into running your business, including the tax benefits, basics, buying products, set up the accounts with the buyers group, even setting up the remote access features on the machines. We even touch on the food basics of what is healthy and how to talk to a wellness provider in terminology that they expect and understand. When you leave training, you know how to put the machines out. You know how to represent yourself as a professional in this industry. You know how to walk into that location, what to say, conduct that location evaluation, and you know the vocabulary and terminology that we use with the locations so you can continue that conversation with them. It's about being part of a larger family and a national brand. So we also provide you all the tools that you need to do just that as well. business cards, brochures, all the related materials. It's about becoming a professional in this industry and part of the Healthier For You vending team. And this all represents and accomplishes this. We want you to leave here ready to launch your new business without delays or unnecessary hesitations. Now, of course, at training, we also get into the nuts and bolts of running equipment, teaching you to load and program the machines, also basic maintenance issues and assorted useful information. We get you into a position that when you walk into that first location, you know what to do, how to get the machine loaded and producing without a 6-hour install, tons of problems, lots of calls to us. We prepare you for that initial install with the hands-on experience that you need. Then we teach you to communicate with the machines remotely, accessing the machines, the information the machines put out about sales and inventory, you know, what has been sold, what is selling, what the machine needs, and most importantly, when it needs it. We teach you to disseminate all that information so you can operate the business efficiently. Then we even jump into business taxes. For those of you that this is your first business, it's an eye-opening program to help you understand the tax system like a professional. Everything from turning what are now just bills like your cell phone, cable bill, even car payment, fuel, and maintenance into tax savings. We set you up with the Ron Mueller tax program that enables you to maximize your deductions and understand how the system really works to ensure that you get all those benefits that you have rightly earned. Now, we do all of this in wonderfully very hot right now, Las Vegas, Nevada. We put you up at the Westgate Hotel and Casino, which is newly renovated. They did a fantastic job over there. Now, after a long day of training on Thursday, we do a social dinner on Thursday night where everybody loads up and goes out to dinner. All the affiliates and trainers and the whole H4U crew goes, and it's just a great time to really get to network and know each other a little bit better, find out, you know, who we are and how we work and what we can do for you to help you build your business into the future. So that's always a lot of fun as well. Now, training usually wraps up about 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon. And then Las Vegas is yours to enjoy for the weekend if you'd like, so you can get a little vacay out of it. Then it's time to get home, get that food on order, get those site inspections completed, those machines start arriving, and you're in business. So that's what it's all about. So we want you to get rested and ready to rock and roll. All right, now everything I've talked about here is included in the price points. Okay, so that means the machines, that means the white glove install, that means the training, everything is included. All right, so keep that in mind when you evaluate the price. It's all-inclusive pricing, like a great vacation package, all right? 3 machines at $99.50 a unit, $29,850. Now the 5-machine package, machines drop down to $89.95. You also get a $1,000 travel allowance to cover those training expenses at $43,975 for that package. Then the machines drop all the way down to $84.95 with 10 units. Same travel allowance at $83,950. And then you got the rock bottom price of $77.95. Same travel allowance at $154,900. So that is all-inclusive. Again, keep that in mind. A lot of companies play games with prices on machines, and then they start adding freight and things like that. This includes everything. So this is what it is. Now, say you're looking at that, you're like, hey, I've got enough money for 5, but man, I'd love to get 10 and really get this business off the ground. Well, we've got an opportunity for you when it comes down to that as well. We work with Premier Access Consulting. These guys specialize in unsecured working capital lines for business, generally from 20 to 150,000, rates as low as 0% for 6 to 24 months, which is always nice. Military programs from 1.9% through USAA. They also do your business filings and initial setup for military. They do all that at no cost as well. I think it's $100 for everybody else, so that's kind of a nice benefit as well. They help you get your licenses and all that stuff if you don't know how to do it. And you can get pre-approvals in about 72 hours. So if you're interested in that, just click on any of the buttons that say finance information. It'll come to you, and you can pop that information up, shoot it in, and find out what you qualify for. So I always recommend people take a look at it just to have all the answers and all the options before they make their decision to go forward. So if you're interested in it, there it is for you. All right, now the next training dates we've got coming up, July 13th and 14th and August 10th and 11th. So if you can believe that, right? Already looking at those dog days of summer. All right, so you do want to book your training classes early. A couple of reasons why. One, you want to make sure that you get the training itinerary you want, meaning the month you want. And 2, as soon as you pay for a purchase agreement in full, even, 2, 3, 4, whatever weeks before training, we actually start the location process immediately, meaning that we start securing sites. Now, that's a great thing because the last thing that we do with you on Friday afternoon at trains, we sit you down with the location team. They're going to go over with what they've got set up for you. So all of a sudden, you're going to, find out, hey, they've already got some locations. I've already got some appointments set up and all of that. So the more time we have before training, the more, locations you're going to have immediately following training. So I always recommend, to think ahead, plan ahead a little bit, because again, you want to get us doing that work up front because we're going to use that time effectively. Now, you can secure a spot in training with just a 20% deposit. Like say you're worried about losing, a training day. You say, well, I want to make sure I get into that, but I got to liquidate some equities or maybe something's in escrow or whatever. You can do a 20% deposit. We'll lock you into that training day. We just can't start the location process until we're paid in full, simply because we want to actually make sure you're going to be in that training, because we go set up those appointments and everything, and we don't want somebody to, get delayed in escrow or whatever, which often happens, and it kicks from, 1 month to the next, and then we're saying, oh, sorry, they're not going to be out there to see you in 2 weeks. It's actually going to be 6 weeks. That upsets location, so we don't want to do that. It's never a positive thing. You don't want to tell a location, oh, right. All right, so very simple. To get the process moving forward from here, you say, hey, this looks pretty good. I want to know more. What's the next step? Let whoever you're working with here at H4U know which training date and which package you're interested in. We'll send back to you a formal purchase agreement with all the terms and conditions. Everything that I've said here that's relevant in black and white, even goes through the meal menus and all that stuff, so you know exactly how the process is going to work, how everything goes down. Read through it. If everything looks good, sign off on it, indicate when you're coming, how you're paying, all that stuff. We start sending out the meal menus for training, all that, and it's just that simple. So it's very easy to move the process forward. It's not complicated. Now, I'm going to talk more here in a second about doing some research on the industry and other concepts and things you're looking into. But right now, I'm going to try and kind of help you. I'll drill down more on research in a minute, but I really want to talk about our reputation out there and kind of what we do. And when you really start navigating through the fog out there in the industry, when we came into this industry, we were so unique. We were the only company that offered anything close to what we do, and we still are more or less. A lot of the companies now pretend that they do what we do. They'll benchmark against us. We're the #1 company. We have been for about the last 3 years, and that really drew a lot of scrutiny and attention. A lot of companies now all of a sudden kind of mirror everything that we do, and they say, yeah, we do that too, and oh, we use the same, factory or whatever. It's just not true. When you dig into it, you start finding the stuff falling apart. We're the only contract manufacturer in the industry, meaning I contract the Winter Group to build my machine. I don't buy a machine that they build. That's a huge difference. I say I want this, put it into this chassis. This is how I want it to work. Everybody else in the industry, no matter where they buy machines, most of which come from offshore, they kind of misrepresent that, but a lot of stuff that's out there comes in from offshore. But again, it's just off-the-line stuff. Machines not made to do volume, not made to be able to go into these high volume sites that we're seeking, where they've got to do hundreds or thousands of vends a month. That's huge. If you go into those great locations and you have a machine that fails, what happens? They have no tolerance for it. Quite literally, the Gulfstream CEO uses our equipment. What would happen if he goes and puts his $5 bill in there and the machine takes his money? You think he's going to do that again and again? No, he's going to say, get these guys out of here. This machine is garbage. That's what would happen in the industry if we didn't have the best machines. And that's why we contract build the best machine in the market, simply because we need it. It's not something we want to build just so we can say, hey, we've got a race car here. No, it's because we actually put it out there and use it. We put them into those high volume sites. And when you start researching that industry and start poking around at people's Facebook pages and things like this, you'll see stuff just kind of fall apart. It doesn't really look right. We do our trainings here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We've got over $1 million invested into our training center. We've got 6 machines here on site. We can seat up to 40 people. And quite often we fill up. And that is the whole idea behind this, is we wouldn't invest all that money and everything to get some Facebook pictures. We do it because we fill it. We put people in that room. We've got people working on those machines. We give you hands-on time with the software. We have all that stuff here. That's why we do the trainings in Las Vegas. Companies out there will say stuff like, well, we can do it online. If we could do it online, we would. It's expensive and tough to do. But we know what we do works. And when you really start digging into it, a company doing a training at the Marriott, that's kind of ridiculous. That's not a commitment to the industry. That's temporary space. It doesn't even make sense. We've even got our own shuttle to move you guys around back and forth to the training facility. So when companies are making these claims of being #1 at anything or whatever, and you're not seeing the infrastructure there to support it, really do that research. I can't stress that enough. And I want to encourage everyone to do some research on us and the other franchises or business opportunities that you're looking into. I ask this because I think you'll see the excellent value in what we offer here at H4U. We have a superior business model to franchises because we don't have fees and restrictions that continue to burden your growth. We have a vested interest in your success, because in order for us to be successful long-term, we need our affiliate network to grow their businesses by buying more machines. In the 6 years that we've been in this market, we have changed the industry industry immensely. We introduced a completely transparent business model and company. We want you to understand who we are and what we do before you purchase equipment. I'm proud that my father and I own this company. I see other company owners hiding behind different titles and such because they don't want to accept responsibility for the products that they sell or their shady backgrounds in business. They don't want you to know. They don't really want you to look into that, or they're just going to kind of say, don't go that route. Take a look at this. We've got a really long warranty that's limited, things like this. Dig into that stuff. I own this role and encourage my affiliates to communicate directly with me anytime. We've introduced technology, real machine quality, and the industry's gold standard in locating services that no one can match. No matter if you're researching other healthy vending companies or other types of businesses to invest in, do some homework. I think you will see the only company, we're the only ones that are inviting and standing the scrutiny when you really dig beneath the sales pitches. I invite you to Google our company, the owners being myself and my father. Check and read our Better Business Bureau file and do the same with competing companies. It's the other companies making all these claims, but when you really go out there and do some research, you'll start finding it just doesn't add up. You can find complaints on the Better Business Bureau and things like that. I know you're not going to find that other companies just can't compare to what we offer and the satisfaction and success of our affiliate network. And now I'm just so proud of what we've accomplished here in this market, and I can't say that enough, and it's not all me. It really does come down to my team, but for 2015, we were ranked the #1 fastest growing franchise or business opportunity by Franchise Gator. This is a leading portal in the industry. You can't pay to get on this list. You can't even submit to this list. They go through your financial disclosures with states and that kind of a thing, look at your financials, and they rank the companies independently. It's a very coveted list to be on. We've actually been on this list now. We were #1 in 2015. We're still ranked in the top 30. We're in the top sheer 100 of sheer size at this point as well, which is pretty awesome. And that's one of those things that, again, when you see companies on lists like this that are independent, that means something. When someone's just calling themselves something or giving themselves an award, this is a third-party company endorsing us. And this isn't just vending. This is all companies. You see Froyo World, Bricks for Kids, there's tons of companies on there. So that really is a product of what this team here in the industry, and that's the H4U crew right there, has done in just a mere 6 years. We've really revolutionized this industry and just changed the way things are done. I couldn't be more proud of this entire team. We've established now affiliates in almost every state, believe it or not. I mean, we're actually in Hawaii, Puerto Rico, even Alaska, which is crazy. We've got about 2,000 machines deployed throughout the country, 40 U.S. military installations, and the market just continues to grow. And it's all about a testament to the dedication of this team right here and the strength of our affiliate network that's existing. So I welcome you all aboard to it and hope you're going to join the family. All right, now we have made it to the Q&A. So here we are to the island. Just want to look at some water. It's very hot here today, so we're going to take a look at some water here and kind of cool down. Now, in the Q&A section, what we're going to do, couple of things. All right, first and foremost, there's a little button over there, and it says handouts. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload a form for you, and it's actually the Excel spreadsheet that Jeff was utilizing. So give me a second here, and I'll find it. All right, there it comes. Yep, there it is. All right, so on the right-hand side of your screen, you should see it there. It lights up in blue and says Estimating Form 2017. Just click on that. That'll load up in Excel. You can see wholesale, retail prices, all the stuff that Jeff was walking you through. So click on that. It'll automatically come down. We also email it to you, but it often does get spammed off. So check your spam folder if you don't see it in your email and you want it, because it is a great form to utilize. Now, also, same side of the screen, a little button that says questions, or chat, I should say. Click on that, and it'll open up a chat menu where you can actually punch in questions, and I'll read them out and answer them for everybody's benefit. All right, there's a couple of them in there already, so I'll start firing them off. All right, the first one is, what is the term of the initial agreements established? And I'm assuming you're talking about location agreements and timelines. Generally speaking, they're going to be a 1 year. Even the military contracts generally start with 1 year, and then they up after that. They'll go up to like a 3 year and potentially even a 5 year. But generally speaking, they're going to be 1 year. The 1 year contracts that we put out when we write the contract, when it would be like, as an example, most locations, gyms, workout facilities, YMCAs, things like that, even schools, those are generally going to be a 1 year term, but they're going to have a 30-day out, meaning that if you go into the location's not working out for you for whatever reason, you're like, revenue's not there, it's too far away, or whatever, there's no one there, that kind of a thing. You're going to have a 30-day notice. You give them 30 days, you can pull the machine out. And then they automatically renew every year. So that is the term. All right, next one is there a charge for the initial business setup assistance? Setup assistance, if you need it, is $100, and that's through Premier Access. They can do it for you. And if you're not doing anything too complicated, just feel free to, sales guys will love it, but I'll just say just talk to them about it. I mean, most of us are experts in it. We can walk you through it. I think I've been on just about every state's attorney general site to set up somebody at some point in time. So it's not a complicated thing to do. Essentially, it just comes down to a few steps, and we send you all the information to do that as well if you want to do it yourself. And again, you can pay those guys to do it if in fact you just don't want to do it for whatever reason. But it's relatively simple to do. It'll probably take you an hour, if that. All right, next one is, for machines I purchase in the future, do you still provide assistance finding new locations? Absolutely, that's what we're here to do. I mean, we don't want to get you out there and then cut you off from anything. It doesn't make any sense. The whole idea and what we do is to essentially get you growing. If you buy 10 or 20 machines or whatever, once those are out there, we want you to buy another 5 or 10, and just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep replicating and building. This business is all about scale. Jeff talked about it just a little bit, but it's so true. Like if you think as an example, and really 10 is kind of a sweet spot to do a good evaluation with the market. If you get 10 machines out on location, you're going to have a real good idea of what your area supports as far as, average vends per day, products, all that stuff. And I tell people, I say, what you want to do is you want to get up to 10, evaluate the market, and at that juncture, you want to say, okay, do I want to take it real serious and get it up to 30, 40 machines, or do I just want to keep my 10? Anything less than that, it's probably not going to change your life dramatically, because it's just not enough equipment. But you get up there in the 10 range and it starts making, nice house payments and things of that nature. And that's really what it's all about. It's just getting that financial freedom. And, I was just talking to one of our affiliates today, and it was funny because he was laughing because he said, yeah, it's really funny. Like when I came into the business, he's been at it about 2 years now. He says, my thoughts were all about, how much money can I make? And he says, now, once the financial pressure comes off, all of a sudden it comes down to look at all these intangible benefits that I have of time with the family. I can pick the kids up from school. I have the freedom to do these things, versus running the hamster wheel kind of a thing. So it's kind of funny, your priorities will change as that market comes to fruition for you and the finance pressure comes off you. But absolutely, I mean, we're there to grow your route long term. That's what we're there to do. All right, next one is there a service agreement for the machines? Do franchisees have to manage it themselves? Is there a service agreement for the machines? Or, as far as getting someone to service your machines, that's a pretty straightforward proposition. I mean, we have a lot of people that do utilize, especially people that have got 10 or more units. A lot of times, because, you kind of need that 10, if you will, to really make it worth it as far as having an employee. Anything less than that, it kind of chews up a big part of the profits of just paying someone. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's straightforward process. You're going to pay them, basically a base plus a small commission based on what they do with the machines. And we even offer the training, here in Las Vegas. You can send them out. We'll put them through the training, train them to actually service your machines and do all that as well. And pretty straightforward proposition. All right. Next one. Do you need to have 5,000 up front? Well, it depends on what you're going to do. I mean, and that comes down to credit history, the type of financing you utilize, all that stuff. I mean, there's zero down programs that they've got. And again, you can talk to them. They'll give you the options on that, but it's all going to be customized on your credit history and such. Next one, can we pick our locations? You approve them all, so absolutely. And what we do encourage, and this is something, again, sometimes people get kind of distracted with the fact that we do the locating. We really do work with you to do it. It's we don't just call you up and say, hey, you're going into the ABC office on the corner. We say you've got an appointment with them, go down there, take a look at the site, do the site evaluation, make sure everything looks good. If you want it, it's yours to have it. If you don't want it, we keep looking. That's really what it comes down to. So what we want from you too, though, is we want feedback. We want to know where you want them. Like if you've got, information. This is some of the stuff that's kind of funny, but when you're in the business, you go, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Like private schools are kind of a funny one. They don't advertise. They don't have to. Like everybody in Las Vegas knows the best private schools. So those are the types of locations that we want you to tell the locators to target. We want to know those local cycling places, the local yoga place, the local private schools. We want to know those things because, again, that'll save us the time of having to research that out or stumble upon it or whatever. We want to target those right out of the gate. So absolutely, we want to know exactly where you want the machines, everything down to the specific sites if that's as far as you want to go with it. But, yeah, you sign off on everything, so it's definitely a partnership. Do you limit the number of franchisees in a particular market? At this point in time, we do not. We just don't see anything near any kind of a saturation. Well, eventually we might, but at this juncture, no. I mean, it's kind of hard to fathom how big the industry is, but it's just, as an example, and this will kind of just give you an idea of how much is out there, but the largest vending machine company, owner of machines, all right, so they own machines that's out there, of junk food machines, I should say. They own just about 1 million machines. That's one company. So that gives you an idea of just how big the industry actually is. And, we've collectively put out about 2,000 machines. So it's just, we're a very small drop in that bucket still at this point. So there's years and years before we get into a saturation point. But again, what it really comes down to is, and I tell everybody this, I say, if you're curious about locations and saturation and what's in my areas or anybody in my area, that kind of thing, I tell people to do this. And it's amazing when people don't do it, but I mean, some people do it, and they're always kind of like, they feel a lot better about the whole thing. Is I say, hey, jot down some locations this week that you're thinking, maybe the YMCA or maybe a school or maybe the cycling place or gym or whatever. Jot down 3-4 locations, and then this Saturday go take a drive. Go down, take a look at these sites, see what's in there for vending. You're going to get an idea of what's out there. You're going to get an idea of who has anything. You're probably not going to find any healthy products out there, but it'll give you an idea of what's available. And it'll also get you started thinking about what you want to tell the locators where you want to be. You'll be able to have immediate feedback and say, hey, these guys don't have anything. It's a great site. I was in there, last week or whatever, and, was taking a look at it. So I tell people to do that all the time. Like I said, it's tough, actually, when you just think there's just 2,000 machines out there out of, probably 5 million potential locations or something. So it's a very small number of sites at this point. If I want to withdraw from this plan in a couple of years, or if it's not working, what is the procedure and what's involved? Well, essentially, once the business is up and running, it's very straightforward. You've got a cash positive business, all right? So you can see exactly what the business is doing, what the cash flow and profitabilities are. The software does all that info for you as well, which is nice. So you're able to say, okay, I'm doing X amount of dollars per year. All right, the machines are X old, so you depreciate some value off the machines. You take about 12 to 18 months of future profitability, and that's what your route's worth. So it's very easy to sell at that juncture because everybody's questions in this business are always up front. What are the locations going to do? Once you have the locations, you just put a number on it. It's very, very straightforward to do. And again, we've got, about 400 affiliates out there now, and chances are they'll buy you out. We see affiliates do that all the time, where one consumes another, or they partner even. I've seen joint ventures form, all kinds of things. Next one. After your first delivery of machines, do you still offer the whole white glove service for the additional machines? Yes, absolutely. Also, where does our inventory come from? Oh, that's a good question. All right. Inventory. Jeff, do you want to talk about where you procure your products and all that stuff? I'll kind of give you a brief, and then I'll let Jeff take it over. But during training, we train you to supply anywhere from 3 to 30 machines. So we're going to assume that even if you started with 5 units or 10 units or whatever, you're going to grow. So we're going to say, okay, these are the types of suppliers that we use for various different size companies. These are the advantages and disadvantages. Some of them are going to be price. Some of them are going to be convenience. Some of them are going to be types of products. So we're going to walk you through and train you to kind of have the whole gamut. And then we're going to give you the pluses and minuses of each supplier. And then you're going to kind of build what works for you based on how many machines you have, what types of locations and products you need. So we kind of train you for the full gamut, and then we'll ask Jeff now to kind of tell us what he does and how he operates it, and he can give you an idea of how an actual operator actually does it.
Well, great. Thanks for the introduction there, Brian, again. The most important part of this is the vending management system, which I discussed on the webinar, Greenlight. And so listening to your system is so important. It'll tell you what to buy. It'll tell you, what's sold. You'll know what you need to go out and buy and sell your machines. And that's the number one most important thing with inventory. Inventory. I had a little hiccup there. This is live, by the way, obviously. So when it comes to that, you've got a lot of choices where you can buy things from. And we do set you up with certain distributors in training, UNFI, which is one that I discussed on the webinar. Great variety, a lot of diversity in their product lineup. We've got Europa Sports, more of a supplement company like protein supplements, those types of items. There's Boxed.com. There is Costco and Sam's Club. I probably didn't think I was going to mention that, but really you're talking about two of the biggest, they call themselves retailers or wholesalers, but two of the biggest retailers in the whole entire world. So they've got great negotiating power, and they pass those savings down to their members. And, with Costco, I can get 2% cash back. They give me a voucher every year based on what I spent, 2%. So I can go in and buy quite a lot of stuff with that voucher. So, don't not go and consider Costco and Sam's Club, especially for beverages. Beverages are they're heavy, they're expensive to ship, and you're going to get the best deal, I think, at Costco and Sam's Club. And that leads me kind of to another thing. A lot of times people will ask, how do I deliver this product? Well, again, I'm going to go back to the vending management system, Greenlight. Greenlight, again, tells you how much of each product, each selection in your machine that you need to take to make that machine full. Okay, so you're going to go out and buy your product, pick the product for that particular machine or several different machines, and you're going to have it organized. You're going to be able to load it into your vehicle and take it to your machines. Okay, I started with 5 machines, and I delivered those initial 5 out of the trunk of my Cadillac. And it was very easy to do. Sometimes I'd have to throw a tote in the back seat, but it was really, really easy to do. I have a foldable hand truck, and that's how it works. As your business grows, you don't have an SUV or something, that's something that you could consider getting. But really, I mean, you could probably deliver 2 machines a day out of the back of a smart car if you really wanted to do it. And so that's kind of my it's kind of odd, my input on inventory and so on and so forth, and where to buy. Brian, do you feel like I covered it, or should I expand a little bit more?
Yeah, I think you got it. And if anybody has follow-up on that, feel free just to ask. Yeah, so you did good.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Next one is, can I operate in multiple states that are close together? Absolutely, not a problem. You probably have to get a license in both states, but outside of that, shouldn't be a problem. Next one. Do you have product suppliers in St. Louis? I think we just covered that. Yes, we do. Next one. If it's zero down, how can we sign up? Well, the zero down is going to be, you've got to fill out the credit application stuff, shoot that in to Premier Access Consulting, and they'll tell you what your options are on that. If I could just sign you up right now, I would, but they don't let me give their money away. Can we give you guys ideas for products you guys don't carry? Yeah, absolutely. And again, this is something like in the training process, we kind of walk you through this as well as, and it kind of will make a little sense here as I break it down. But as you're talking about healthy products is still very much a regional thing. Like you've got certain products that are popular in certain regions. Like, Jeff and I we tend to talk about like plantain chips, when we talk about regional, because we were down in Florida one time and at a trade show, and we saw plantain chips. We're like, man, that's the best idea. They're like baked, and they're really good. Now, those sell really great down there. Our guy down in Miami is knocking those out, and I'm sure others are down there as well. And we thought, hey, that's pretty cool. But, will plantain chips sell in, Omaha? Probably not, because they're going to be like, what is this product? We're not familiar with it. Has no brand recognition. So you're going to find, even with like UNFI and Vistar and so on and so forth, they're going to carry regionally relevant products. And so during training, we're going to talk about that. We're going to say, this is how you're going to find those products. This is where you're going to procure those products. And you want to use those products, because if they're popular in a certain area, why wouldn't you want to use them? That's what, at the end of the day, you want to give people what they want. So if something's popular, we're going to say, yeah, absolutely use the regional products. Because, again, in today's world, it's still very much a regional kind of a thing, because there's no, Cliff, as an example, is probably the biggest, healthy bar maker. Cliff is still a fraction of the size of the Mars company. The Mars company manufactures pretty much every candy bar you can think of. Those guys knock out more in an afternoon than Cliff knocks out in a year, so it's just not there when it comes down to distribution. So there's a lot of regionally relevant products. And again, we talk about more about this in training as well. But yeah, absolutely. Using regional stuff is important. You're welcome. All right. Do you guys email the credit forms or sign up? Yeah, we do. We can email them to you. We can do that. There's a little button in there too that you can pretty much, in most of the emails, there's a button you can do it, and it's automated. It'll just shoot it right over to you. But I'll get it to you. All right, next one. You're welcome. This one says, what is the asterisk? Am I missing something there? So the paid in full option. The asterisk, paid in full option. I'm not sure about that one, Jason, if you want to reiterate that. I didn't follow you. These questions are coming in this little, for some reason it's kind of weird. Sometimes the questions come in this big screen. Sometimes they're coming in this little tiny one. I can only read one line at a time. And they're coming in the tiny one tonight. So they might be coming in backwards too. So that might be coming out of context. But feel free to re-ask if somebody's got a question. So far I caught up with all your questions. So if you guys have got more, feel free to fire them off. That's what we're here to do. And as I know tonight you're going to be thinking about this and you're going to be reading the follow-up emails and stuff that we're going to send out to you here in a few minutes. And you're probably going to have some additional questions. And I tell everybody, I say, don't be intimidated to reach out to us. That's what we're here to do, is answer questions. If in fact, just reach out to us, you can text us, you can call us, you can email us, you can do whatever you're comfortable with. We'll get those questions answered, see if this business is a fit for you and your family. And if it is, we get you into the business. And if not, we're going to wish you the best on whatever. But you're not going to find us pressuring you. We're not going to have this like, oh, this opportunity, you've got to take advantage, got to do it by the end of the month, whatever. We don't play games like that. We never discount prices. We just don't do it. We don't discount equipment. We don't incentivize salespeople to do stuff like that, because this is a long-term type deal. If we go in and you're servicing, as an example, Bass Pro Shops or something like that for us, we want to make sure you like the business, that you understood the business when you came into it, made the commitment to do that, because we want to make sure ultimately you service those machines and take care of those accounts, because we're partners in that. Absolutely. Where's the link again for the credit form? It's in the emails. I can shoot it to you, Jason. Not a problem. All right. Anything else coming in last minute? Anyone? All right. Well, I'm not seeing anything pop up. So you guys are a great group, great questions. Again, I'd like to thank you guys for coming out tonight, listening to Jeff and I talk about healthier for you vending and the industry in general. And I hope this is the path to passive income that you guys do decide to take. And we look forward to having you out here to Las Vegas in one of our trainings, as well as part of the family out here. Gotcha. I'll send you the credit email as well, Lou, so not a problem. All right. Does anybody else want that? Just I'll fire that in there one last minute, and I'll make sure that we get those out to you right away. If you want to just send like yes on credit or something like that, and I'll shoot it to you. And like I said, it's in most of those emails. You can find it. We try not to hide it. We make it available. So, all right. Well, that's the last one I'm seeing. All right. So thanks, guys. Everybody, it was great talking to all of you, and I look forward to meeting each and every one of you at one of our next upcoming trainings here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So everybody have a fantastic night, and thanks again. Good night.